Hello community junior coaches, welcome to Bouncedown for 2021. This video will give you an overview of community coaching for the year with the hope that you walk away with the knowledge to have a good year regardless of which club or year group your team sits. Here you can see your WAFC Metro North team. Andrew Ridley, the Community Development Manager who oversees all things footy in the Metro North. Kathy Monk, who leads the competitions team consisting of Danny and Carly. Tim Edmonds, our coach coordinator, who is your go-to man for all things coaching in the Northern Conference. And finally, our development staff, Brody, Sam and Chris, who take care of all our 3 districts. Tim Edmonds will be our man to lead the coaching in the Metro North Conference in 2021. Tim comes to us here at the WAC having been at the WACA for the last 5 years, including coaching roles in talent, community and holding the position of the WACA cricket manager for the Great Southern area. Within this time, he has successfully implemented the WACA Community Development Strategy, overseeing the rollout of coach coordinators and coach developer roles in the Great Southern. Tim will be a great addition to our team. He will be commencing late April as he works through his transition from down south to the Big Smoke. Of junior football. Every participant understands that junior football in WA is delivered to the community with the spirit of game in mind. It is incumbent on every participant, irrespective of their place in the game, to ensure that they will adhere to the points listed below. A person must not engage in conduct which is unbecoming or likely to be prejudiced to the interests or reputation of junior football or to bring the game of football into disrepute. Every team within the conference will have appointed a head coach to lead the team throughout the training and game day experience in 2021. The role of a head coach is to create a fun and safe environment for all that are associated with the team, be a positive role model for the players playing in that team, and have a clear focus on player development both on and off field, as well as the welfare for these individuals. Here is the AFL Coaches Code of Conduct, which all coaches will be required to sign prior to the commencement of the season. By signing this document, you'll be required to uphold the following behaviours listed throughout the 2021 season. By stepping outside this document will result in possible coaching citations. I will now pass over to WAFC Head of Coaching Mark Webb, who will run through all things regarding coaching accreditations and the resources available to you all throughout the year.
Welcome to Bouncedown 2021. My name's Mark Webb. I'm Head of Coaching at the West Australian Football Commission. We'll start with coach accreditation. No odds kick coaching accreditation, but they can do the Foundation Junior on Coach AFL. For Year 3 to 6, we have the Foundation Junior on Coach AFL. Year 7 to Year 12 is the Foundation Youth. We also do run Level 2 coaching courses throughout the year. You can register your interest through your club coach coordinator. Alternatively, you can look out on the WRC site for Level 2 courses coming up and register directly through the portals. Accreditation is 100% online, and if you are renewing, please make sure you do re-register through the Coach AFL site. In 2021, the coach accreditation points will be back, so you must attain 10 points across the season. You will get 6 points for coaching your own team. You'll then be required to get an additional 4 points, and this can be through face-to-face workshops and online modules. It is important that when you do register for the workshops, you go through the Coach AFL site, through the portal, and make sure then you register, because that's where your points will be accredited to. You can have points deducted or removed if you are cited. It's important to note that. The coach accreditation process and info guide. New coaches, please read through here. Renewing coaches, make sure you do update your coaching profile. We have had issues with the transfer from your Coach AFL coaching profile to your Sports TG, which will populate the team lists for your day-to-day coaching. If your coaching profile isn't up to date, there can be issues, so make sure they are correct. Make sure also that your Coach AFL membership fee is paid and the Coach's Code of Conduct is also completed. The WRC will run coach workshops. Should your club be interested in a specific club workshop, please contact the WAFC through your coach coordinators at your clubs. We have already registered a number of workshops, and there's still opportunities for other clubs to register. If you're keen on a certain aspect within that workshop, you can discuss it with the staff at the WAFC, and we'll try and accommodate those workshops to our best of our abilities. We also will run Tackle Your Feelings again in 2021. Tackle Your Feelings is a free program delivered by local psychologists which aim to provide community coaches with the tools to understand, recognise and manage their responses to signs of mental health. It's a great initiative, and if you are interested, please contact myself at the address provided. It's a great opportunity too for clubs to get together if they wanted to do a workshop, and also junior clubs to work with their senior clubs. Again, it's important throughout these workshops that you do register on the Coach AFL site. I've also created an opportunity for you to view how to get through that site and recorded that so you can review it and be able to register when you need to. We are lucky enough through the Coach AFL platform to have Rookie Me as part of our partners. This provides you some great drill databases and also the ability of the junior coach curriculum. Youth coaches still have the ability to look at different drills, so feel free to log on when you can. This is through your Coach AFL platform, and there is a specific Rookie Me tab which will direct you through the system. I've also created a workshop around it for you to review online, give you a few tips how to navigate through the Rookie Me platform. The Junior Coach Curriculum is a great initiative from the AFL for 2021. The great benefit is there is many age-appropriate drills, but also session plans to give you a prescriptive outline that you can actually take to your training and run with your coaching and your specific training groups. It's broken into 3 levels, level 4, 5 and 6. Level 4 is designed for players turning 7 and 8, level 5 is designed for players turning 9 and 10, and level 6 is for players under 11 and 12. They break the curriculum into 3 phases: attack, defence and contests. They also break into specific areas of these principles so you can get an understanding of different terminology on what it means and how you can coach it with your specific players. A great opportunity there so all the coaches and players are all on the same page in how they want to attack, defend and around the contest. The training sessions have a similar structure throughout the 3 different programs, and it's really good and engaging and keeping a fun, enjoyable environment while still getting the specific skill development. This provides a great opportunity for time-poor coaches who can just log on, download and print out a specific training session and use that as their training structure for the week. It also provides opportunities for coaches who do have some very engaging drills to throw in other drills and mix it up from time to time to make sure they're getting the appropriate engagement, enjoyment and skill development of their group. We'll look at the pre-game to start with. So as you can see, it's a 70-minute duration for one session. Pre-game is an unstructured play, allows for skill acquisition, particularly regarding creativity. Then it's broken into 4 quarters, with quarter 1 being an energising warm-up with fundamental movement, quarter 2 looking at fundamental skills, lots of repetition and a rotation where you get some really good decision making. Quarter 3 is the opportunity to practice and apply the fundamental skills in game situation as a team, and then quarter 4 is the opportunity to play the game and apply some specific skills. Here's a bit of a look at one of the 10-week schedules. As you can see, a good breakdown of different games and also skill development skills. You have the opportunity to get this from your Rookie Me platform. All activities are developed to ensure kids receive the best instruction to junior football, foster ongoing passion, but also the most skill-appropriate parts of development. I've also created a junior coach curriculum rundown on Rookie Me. If you want to have a look at that tutorial, please click onto it. Post this outline of the coaching requirements for 2021. I've provided key coaching links here: the Coach AFL website, Coach AFL Facebook page, the Coach AFL network, and community coaching positions and jobs. Good luck for 2021 with your coaching. Please keep your environments fun, engaging for all, and I look forward to seeing you throughout the year. Thank you.
Thank you, Webby. The 2021 Junior Football Rules and Regulations Handbook will be your footy Bible throughout the season. This can be accessed and downloaded from the WAFC Kia Club Hub website, which contains all knowledge necessary for you to ensure you're doing the right thing and will set you up to have a successful year. The Rules and Regulations document is a thick and thorough document that can be overwhelming if it is your first time looking at it. Outlined here are some of the key policies that you as coaches should familiarise yourself with prior to round one. We do advise that in your own time that you take the time to read over the document as a whole and familiarise yourself with all the content that is within it. The mercy rule is something that comes up regularly throughout the season and is an area that is worth touching on for all coaches. The maximum winning margin that a team can win by is 60 points or 10 goals. Therefore, if your team is in the situation where they are winning by this type of margin, we ask that you apply the mercy rule. By this, we ask that the focus becomes on player development more so than thrashing or humiliating the other team. Here you can see some of the ideas of how you can apply the mercy rule. For example, all players in the winning side must kick on their left foot for a duration of a quarter or the game. Adjust your players' positions and give equal opportunity to play somewhere different. Or alternatively, play on at all costs and inform your players that marks will only be paid when they are in scoring range of goal. Other than that, move the ball fast and free. If thrashings occur, coach and the manager will be asked to provide a report as to why the margin was of that size and how the mercy rule was applied. These are some ideas that we have given you, however, be creative in the way you approach this. It is highly important that all players, regardless of their age, ability level, size, gender, or level of competition they are playing in, have been provided with the equal opportunity to play the game of Aussie rules football. This includes playing in all positions on the ground and developing as individuals. Every player within your team must play a minimum of 50% game time each week. If player rotation reports come back to the competition staff negative, with certain players playing high game time and other players playing low game time, you as coaches will be asked to provide reasoning as to why, and coach citations can be distributed as a result. So please adhere to this important policy. The stretcher policy. This policy unfortunately comes up regularly throughout the season and is one that is important to be across. Only authorised persons are permitted on the field to assist with an injured player, this being your first aid volunteer. If a player is removed from the field on a stretcher, they are not allowed to return to the field under any circumstances. I'll repeat that again. If a player is removed from the field on a stretcher, they are not permitted to return to the field under any circumstances. If a player is assisted by another individual from the ground and is then assessed and cleared by the first aider or medical staff, they are okay to return to the field. You can see down the bottom of your screen now there are two examples. One on the left where the player is being assisted by another individual. They can return to the field in this instance if cleared by the medical officer or first aider. On the right, you can see a player is being lifted on a stretcher. Under no circumstances can this individual return to the field. This is very clear and very important. If the team first aider or medical staff deems that the individual cannot be moved from the field of play due to their injury being sustained as quite sufficient, then the match does have the chance of being abandoned following a meeting between team managers, umpires, and any match officials that may be present on the day. Hopefully no injuries like this occur. However, it is definitely worth understanding and being aware of if a match does need to be abandoned for any injury purposes. The communication policy. With the way social media and IT has such a massive presence in today's society, it is important to note that all members of the junior football community have a responsibility to use social media in a safe and responsible manner and not bring the game into disrepute. Penalties of breach of this policy can be found in the bylaws, and these matters are taken very seriously. The handshakes policy will still exist in theory, with coaches expected to show respect to the umpires before, after, and during the match to reinforce the commitment, creating a positive game day environment for all involved. The physical handshake, however, is not required. However, the gesture of going up to the umpires, wishing them all the best and vice versa is still required to be present for the positive game day environment.
Changes to the 2021 season. The rules of our game are ever evolving, and in 2021, junior community football will adopt the same rules as per the AFL with some modifications. These rules include standing on the mark, protected space for kick-ins, and waiting for the flags. Please take the time to read these updates. Please be aware that there are some changes to game day practices due to the ongoing COVID-19 situation. At this point of the season, halftime food is permitted, but must be in line with the WA government guidelines on food handling. Water runners are not permitted in season 2021, and players need to bring their own water bottles. Encourage good hydration before and after the game, as well as during breaks and interchange during the game. Each team will also need to abide by the Safe WA protocols, such as signing in using a QR code or manual signing sheet. Please speak to your club for more information. Concussion. At this stage, the AFL has not yet released the community guidelines for an updated concussion policy. This information will be sent out to all clubs prior to the season beginning. In the meantime, clubs must treat concussion and all injuries with the utmost importance to ensure player well-being is at the forefront of any decisions whether the player should return to train and or play. Please remember that the first aider has the final say as to whether a player can return to the field. When in doubt, sit them out. Supporting umpires. Umpires play a key role in the successful delivery of community football. All team players, officials, parents and spectators are expected to adhere to a zero-tolerance stance against any form of umpire or official abuse, verbal dissent, intimidation or disputing of decisions. Just like players, our umpires are also learning and need our full support. Only the team captain or manager may approach an umpire during breaks in the match. They may not question decisions, interpretations, or question the free kick count. By supporting our umpires, you play a vital role in developing the highest quality of umpires for our game. If you do have any feedback for our umpires, this should be given to your club president, who will pass the information on to our district umpire managers and the WAFC competition team staff. Please note that only constructive and non-emotional feedback will be accepted. Modified season information. It's important to note that in the modified age groups, there is no maximum or minimum number of players required. It means that there's no forfeits in year 3 to 6. So if you turn up with a small amount of players, put the even up rule in place and give everyone a go. Even up rule. Game day player even up rules are enforced in all junior and youth football matches controlled by the WAFC. The even up rule is in place to ensure both teams have equal numbers on the field while maximising participants' playing time, and is to be applied to all matches, including finals. The even up rule applies when one or both teams have less than the maximum number of players for the competition. If a team cannot field the maximum number of players for that competition, the team with the greater number of players must offer additional players to the lesser numbered team until team numbers comprise the maximum numbers of players are even or differ by only one. It's a complicated way of saying that the teams must be even on the field. Players must be rotated so that no single player plays more than 1 quarter per match for the opposition team. If you do have a player who is playing for the opposition, they just need to turn their jumper inside out so that they can be easily identified. If you are in a situation where the even up rule is being put in place, or a team has no bench and they have a player that is injured, the opposing team must even up immediately. This means that you need to pull the player that is closest to you off the field so that the teams remain even. Please refer to your relevant age group rules on tackling. A reminder that the tackler must have duty of care in their technique. We want everybody to go home uninjured. Each year we have numerous questions regarding the rules surrounding players moving in teams. Please be aware that the following applies. Players cannot change teams after round 1. This means that if your club has 2 teams in one age group, players cannot move between these 2 teams. Players may be requested to play up in an older age group team. This is permitted, however, they must be added to the team sheet for the older age group. Just like in their own age group, players may only play for one team in the older age bracket, even if a club has multiple teams in that older age group. If a player plays up multiple times, on the 5th occasion, the player must stay with the older age group and is no longer permitted to return to their correct age group. Notification should be given to the WAFC prior to the player playing their 5th game. The all-important season dates. Fixtures for the first 5 rounds will be live on Friday, the 23rd of April. Only the first 5 rounds are released as the competitions team will regrade over the June long weekend if required. Following our return, all remaining fixtures for the season will be available. Round 1 begins on the weekend of Friday the 30th of April to Sunday the 2nd of May. All age groups will break for the June long weekend from the 4th to the 6th of June, as well as the July school holidays, the 2nd to the 15th of July. During the season, we'll also have some special rounds. Round 3 is Umpire Appreciation Round, where we acknowledge the vital roles umpires play in our game. Round 8 is Soccer to Sarcoma Round, where we raise awareness and much needed funds for an important cause by wearing odd socks. Round 9 is our NAIDOC District Dreaming Round, which is a celebration of Indigenous culture and an acknowledgement of the contributions from both Aboriginal and non-Aboriginal Australians to our great game. Round 12 is our Thank a Volunteer Round, where we celebrate all the volunteers who contribute to our kids being able to play the game they love.
Training and tackling. I'll now pass over to Mark Webb, who will run you through the next 3 slides on tackle technique.
Here's an example of a front-on tackle. You'll see the tackler watching the player with the ball. As the player will move, the tackler will look to get alignment with the inside shoulder and then get her head in position to protect herself. We'll see again, we pause, she's driving her legs in, protecting her head to the side, forcing the player into her chest and wrapping the player up. As you can see, there's no twist, lift, and then dump.
This example shows the tackler taking short steps to get nice and close to her opponent. Then we focus on shoulder alignment. The tackler wants to get her inside shoulder in line with the ball carrier's inside shoulder. Here she does this correctly. She also gets low and protects her head by putting her ear to the rear. This is making sure your head is behind the person you are tackling so you don't give yourself an injury. Slow motion clip shows the tackler getting her feet nice and close, good shoulder alignment and driving her legs through the tackle.
Thank you, Webby. Game day procedures. Each coach's box will be allowed 5 people within who will perform the following roles: the role of the head coach, the role of the assistant coach and/or runner, the first aider, and the team manager. Please note that Year 3 and Year 3-4 female teams do not have a runner, as the coach is permitted to be on the field. Where the assistant coach is unable to perform the role of the team runner, an additional volunteer may be appointed to perform the duties of the runner. This role must not, however, carry out the duties of a second assistant coach on and off the field. They'll be required to only perform the duties of the runner and sending messages directly from the coach. Conflict resolution framework is available on the next slide for everyone to utilise in order to effectively escalate match day issues. This takes the pressure off you as a volunteer and ensures consistency with all potential disputes. I will leave this here for you all to have a look at in your own time. However, it is highly important that you know the process should a conflict occur. Thank you all for volunteering as a coach in 2021. I hope you all have a fun and successful season. Handouts from the presentation can be downloaded under the handout section. Should you have any further queries regarding this presentation, please contact your club registrar. Please do not close this window as you will now be directed across for a short assessment. All the best for the season.